Good day, viewer. Think of this video as a personality test. For the next 10 minutes, I'm going to describe a plan for a global future. That's right, the Hackarchist is back, Archist, to go over the logistics of exile state Britain. Apparently people are too busy for my awesome video novel, and I occasionally serve up some dankness. So I'm going to do my best to condense the Britain portion down to one dry video. I'll be going over why it's best for everyone, the justification of the location, the pragmatics, and some answers to frequently asked questions. First, let's discuss the plan overall. It's simple. We have a global society, and a global society needs a place to put its worst criminals. Why guard cells when you could patrol waters? Mainland UK is the perfect place for this. Pretty much every society has agreed rapists, pedophiles, murderers, and crooked oligarchs need to be removed. Rapists and pedos go to jail. Murderers get sent overseas to go fight wars. Crooked oligarchs get couped or execute each other. What if there was a place where those people could get sent without anybody caring if they reform or not? Once again, mainland UK is the perfect place for this. Why is this best for everyone? Currently, these types of people amass institutional power to cover their crimes. Think Catholic priests or the Epstein list. With this plan in place, they wouldn't have to do that. They could just get on a boat and be free to do it anyway. These types of people also make scapegoats for instituting cruel and nonsensical policies, like militarized police or mass surveillance. A faster pipeline for removing these people from society would remove this need. On the criminal side of things, the paranoia of being a caged animal is a nightmare. Instead of being in a cell, they could be in a country that permits that lifestyle, as long as they don't try to come back. Too often, these kinds of people create false equivalencies for why their lifestyle should be tolerated. We don't have to, but they could if they had their own island for it. So for everyone outside of mainland UK, we can breathe a sigh of relief and ease up on turning the world into a panopticon. For the criminals, they can breathe a sigh of relief that no one is coming to stuff them in a box the way they are now. Why Britain, you ask? Because they tried this all over the world for hundreds of years. The ratio needs to be flipped. Instead of one island thinking it could fill up places like the US and Australia with criminals, the whole world could send its criminals to one island. Mainland UK currently houses a little under 1% of the world's population, and the kinds of criminals we're talking about are not that prevalent, despite what true crime might have you believe. There's a reason all the podcasts cover the same stories. There really aren't that many serial killers compared to a world of 8 billion people. The biggest pushback I get to this is, could we do it somewhere more brown? And the answer is, after 500 years of trying that, let's finally admit to ourselves that the Brits really aren't that cool or ordained to rule by some higher power. Their island is cold, much better place for this than the tropics. So how will this be accomplished? It starts with propaganda. You're watching some of it right now. We need the world to get comfortable with this before it accepts it as an inevitability. Once it does, the refugees can start to make their way out. This can be accomplished in 3 rounds. Round 1 is swaps between sex offenders in other countries and non-offending Brits. Later I'll be going over a map, but the hope is these people will get as much freedom as possible in the choice. This is a simple app. People post their homes and swap preferences. Round 2 is a more generalized one-time visa program for this man-made crisis. But aren't they all man-made? War sure is. Think of this as a war that never happened, but nevertheless created refugees. This would basically be British families applying for visas and flying out or putting all their stuff on a shipping crate to be dropped off somewhere else. If they act up, they can always be sent back. I imagine quite a few will stay. They will be addressed on the map. Round 3 is basically like any other refugee situation. Drive or swim out of there and good luck. From there, lockdown happens, but the people who were going in during rounds 1 and 2 will be ready. So post-lockdown, how will these groups not be at each other's throats? Well, I and others have been hard at work planning epicenters. If you do not want to hear about pretty much every trigger imaginable, this is where you can stop watching. If you consider yourself edgy or based, strap the fuck in. Okay, if you volunteer to go to the island, they will drop you off in Cardiff to be welcomed and sent to your zone. The Brits who stayed behind will be chilling between Manchester and Hull, so if you aren't one of them, I recommend staying below that line. Have you seen the riots they've been staging lately? Don't mess with them. If you like animals, and you love animals, go to Wales. If you love a brand of Jesus that wants you to be a molester, you got it wrong, but feel free to collect around Birmingham. If you want to raise the unwanted Birmingham babies or unwanted babies from elsewhere, settle around Bristol. Are you a Harry Potter fan? Teach at Cambridge or Oxford. 11 to 18, ripe for the picking, you disgusting monsters. You'll notice those boarding schools create a line between the wall of Brits and Christians. What's below that line in London? Muslim criminals. To the east is the East, Buddhists and such. Are you a Nazi? Come on down to the Isle of Wight. Jewish criminals? Canterbury. Are you a fighter? Never-ending warfare surrounding Spilsby. Of course, you're free to move about the island and find fun intersections of these social bubbles. Maybe get a nice farm somewhere. What if you don't volunteer? Well, I'm glad you asked. If you get caught on the outside being a pedo, serial rapist, murderer, the kind of greedy that makes people want to kill you, after a year without your country's form of appeal, you get sent to Penzance. The way Penzance works is it's below a place called Exeter. Now, Exeter is where the psychos from the CIA and every intelligence agency are going to be posting up, running genetic experiments. If you get sent to Penzance, you'll basically be auctioned off as one of their slaves. If this life on the island is for you, you really want to volunteer rather than be sent to Penzance. This also keeps everyone else in line to some degree because a brute squad could drag you to Exeter. I don't know how you'd fuck up that bad on that island to deserve that, but it could happen. So there you go. The way this will be locked down is with warships and drones patrolling the channels. Imports and exports can be shipped, just not people. People only go in, they don't come out. They enjoy all the island has to offer for the rest of their lives. The final piece of the puzzle is an app for them. The only thing that needs to be monitored is cross-border stuff. Anything happening inside is theirs to deal with. If someone isn't watching that filth or talking to someone in Britain, they're probably nothing to worry about. It's one giant worldwide honeypot. So no more blackmail, just go to Britain. If you're compromised, go to Britain. You can be a politician there. You can be a celebrity there. They have stadiums. They need people from all walks of life and professions. Just accept the world doesn't want you and go to a place where they will. Not in a sex tourist way. This is the only place where that happens. You can be rich, but obviously you won't be able to buy stock in anything off the island. Invest locally. You can buy imports though. So there's the plan. A place for everyone and everyone in their place. So let's address some questions. How could you allow that? It happens all the time worldwide, even with current methods of solving it. A lot of people who claim to solve it are perpetrators themselves. I do not think this is something that will ever be reformed at an individual level. A lot of them are proud of it and will debate for hours about how they're more evolved. Won't it harden people like prison? Yes, but in prison people get out. These people never leave. They currently are all over the world with phones and Zoom, so this will give them less resources any way you slice it. Do you really think this is possible? Yeah, it's one tiny island. America cut off food to millions of people. England Brexited. COVID happened. The International Space Station is a thing. Why couldn't the world do this? It would be one of, if not the largest migration that's ever happened, and it will need constant patrolling, but before long, AI could do that. So there you have it. I've been the Hackarchist. Britain sucks and so does meth. If you want more content, I'm doing a series on my shorts where I learn 11 languages. Please share this video. I really do think the world needs this option.